Sitting down with head coach Mike Jones of the Lincoln Blue Tigers. Coach, you got a big game coming up this week against Grambling State, but before we go into that, let's go back to your opener against Lindenwood.
Yeah.
Obviously, your team showed a lot of fight in that second half, especially in that fourth quarter. For it being the first game of the season overall, how did you think your team played?
You know what? I thought we were, for our first game, I thought we were okay. I told the guys, I said we played with a lot of passion. We played with a lot of desire, we played with a lot of heart, but we didn't play very smart. And that was hurting us. So we got to play with the same desire, same passion, but we got to add playing smart as a football team. We had too many penalties, too many mental mistakes, and it came up and caught us. It caught us.
Well, obviously there were a lot of people who stepped in that fourth quarter, but for the entire game as a whole, who did you think had, who were some players who had a really good overall game?
Morris Henderson played well. He played well on special teams for us. He ran the ball well. He caught the ball in the backfield well. Mo Woodard, I thought he played solid. Up front, I thought we did a solid job. Kenyatta Beach came in, and played well. For someone that missed a lot of training camp. JJ was solid. I think offensive line-wise, I thought we were solid. I think we can be better. On the defensive side of the ball, Brian Smith played well for us. I thought he did an exceptional job for a guy for the first time being a starter. I thought Kerry Roby did a solid job for us. There's some things he needed to work on. Tim Dunn played physical for us. I thought it was his best game since he's been here at Lincoln. So we had some guys that showed up and played pretty good. Special teams-wise, I thought the coverage teams, we were sporadic. You had some guys do some good things and then come back and not do so good things. Our kicker and our punter I think they did a very good job, from compared to where we were last year. Julio averaged almost 38 yards a punt, and then Andrew made some great kicks for us. So overall, I thought, for the first game we were solid, but we could always get better.
I think that the team showed that it had the potential to leave that game with a win. It was one of those games where, a play here, a play there goes differently, you win the game. You've had several of those in the past.
Yeah.
What's going to be the key this year to turning some of those games where they could go either way to going your way?
Well, like I said, the bottom line is not making the mental mistakes we've made. You look at our game, you see how many mental mistakes we had. It's far too many. I think the physical mistakes, we can live with that because sometimes the player playing across them, it can be a good football player and they can do some things physically you just can't handle. But mentally, if we're aligned wrong, if we don't do our assignments correctly, those things we can't have. And that's what we have to correct and clean up, and that's what we'll do this week.
All right, well, this week you get to go to Kansas City. You get to play in a historic arena in Arrowhead Stadium. You get to play a big opponent in Grambling State. Just overall, with the Missouri Classic, how are you feeling about your team being in that game?
I'm excited about playing in Kansas City at Arrowhead. I think our student athletes going to be excited about the game. It'll be the first time they'll get a chance to play in Arrowhead Stadium. A lot of kids don't get that opportunity. At high school students in the state of Missouri now, if you go to state, you play in the dome. But in Kansas City, a lot of people don't play in Arrowhead Stadium. So this gives them an opportunity to play on a natural grass field in an NFL stadium.
Well, this is going to be a week-long event there. I know that they have a number of activities going on throughout the week. On Friday, they're having some stuff downtown, and then I believe the morning before the game they're going to have some activities, and then the game's at 4:30 in the afternoon. So keeping your players focused, how are you going to go about that, making sure that they're focusing on the game itself and maybe not the environment and the atmosphere around it?
Well, you know what, we get in and we're trying to keep a tight schedule where we'll have a lunch, and when we get there we'll get an opportunity to practice at the stadium. Then they'll have some free time because we got a lot of kids from the Kansas City area that'll get a chance to spend some time with their parents and their family. And then we'll come back that evening, and later that evening, about 9:30, have a team meeting, have curfew. Then the next morning we'll get up and get ready to play a football game because we play at 4:30 in the afternoon. So it's not so late that you're laying around, but it's not so early that you got to get up and go. So we'll try and manage our time on Saturday and go from there.
Is it going to change your practice style at all this week that you're going against a non-conference opponent and somebody who is in maybe a higher level than Division II?
No, I think, like I said, you watch the film and you still have to do the fundamentals correctly. We had to tackle, we had to block, and we had to and catch the ball when it's thrown to us, or block the person in front of us and run the ball and hit the right hole. So it's still the same football game. Of course, it's a Division I school, and that's great. And it's another historical black college, and that's even better. So so we have a lot of things to be excited about, but we have got to make sure we keep our composure. We got to make sure we execute, and then just play with the same passion we played last week.
Well, what are going to be some of the keys you're going to be working on in practice as far as attacking the Grambling State, either on offense or on defense?
You know what? We're gonna work on being good, having Lincoln football be good. You know, last week, you know, the mistakes we made weren't the other team we played against, the mistakes that we made. You know, if we one thing, if we weren't prepared, you know, we were prepared for what they were going to do. We made mental mistakes that we had to correct. So we're going to work on being the best Lincoln Blue Tiger football team possible.
And then finally, in addition to the football game that's going on, you're obviously going to have a great band concert between Lincoln and Grambling State. Those are two, nationally recognized bands. So I know you're not going to go out and make any bold statements about the game, but tell me, who's going to win the competition between the bands?
Marching Musical Storm, you know that. You know, Lincoln has a great band, and this is an opportunity for them, for us as a football team and for our band to go up against another historical black college. And it's been a long time since that's happened. And they're excited just like we're excited.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.